Contract, I ain't signing that hoe yet. Stopping play blind, so I'm smiling on the jet. I drop it at the heat, that's the domino effect. Niggas are going flat. Ain't no stopping this. Keep blue paper all day like Monopoly. Brand new products, I'm proud to be excellent. Can't run about me, don't even ask me. Niggas see that for me, and ain't no passing, that's a no-go. Starting to the player, niggas out throwing low-lows. I done got good with the shit. I tell the paparazzi to get my angle every time I take my photo.
All right, guys, thank you everyone for jumping on this call. We are going to drop some serious value for you guys. We're so excited to share this with you. I just want to explain a little bit why I chose that song, even though I kind of did a little bit before, but I'm just going to recap it again, right? Because I hope everyone got gassed and literally thought of them being in the position of already achieving their goals, because that's kind of what I was trying to get across, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of important to today's topic as well. We're going to be covering beliefs and decision making. But yeah, I hope everyone's gassed. Put some ones in the chat if you're excited for this call. I want to see some energy in the chat. Come on, guys, where's the energy at? Let's go. I want to see some energy in the chat, guys. We're not starting until there's energy in the chat. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to pass it to Claudia to kind of introduce the point of Wealthy Wednesday and why we decided to actually come up with this idea. So yeah, Claudia, take it away.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Guys, first of all, put on your cameras. I want to see everybody's faces. Let's go, put on your cameras, and we'll get started. Cool. So we called this Wealthy Wednesdays, firstly because we believe that we need to be wealthy in our mind before we can see any checks. And that's just our general idea for it. And we want to give value to you guys. Like for me, this is adding to you guys and giving you value back, as well as for me and Imogen. So yeah, we want to help you guys elevate your minds and elevate your lives, which will make your journeys to your goals much more successful. So I'm just going to get started. So yeah, we want to share our experiences, and today we're going to talk about decision and belief. So decision making is so important, guys, because if you can't make a decision to do something, it's hard for you to reach your goals. Just drop some ones in the chat if you believe that. Just drop some ones in the chat if you believe decisions are important, and without them, you can't actually reach your goals. Cool. Drop some ones in the chat. Yep. Let's go. Cool. So guys, I want you to really listen to this. I want you guys to get mad at your decisions. And when I mean get mad, it means make a decision. So you need to get mad at that decision. And just for you guys joining this call today, it shows that you decided to jump on this call and you made that decision because you want to further your goals. And it's really down to what you want, to be honest, because once you know what you want, guys, you'll work towards it, right? And it's so misunderstood. Like, who here woke up this morning and had to set an alarm for work? Drop some sevens in the chat if you had to set an alarm for work this morning and get up at a certain time. Because I know everybody hates it. So drop some sevens in the chat if you had to do that today. Cool. And guys, I'm the same. I honestly, like getting up for work, I hate doing it. But I do it because work pays me for the hours that I put in, and that the pay they give me, I use that towards my goals. And that means that my goals are paying me. Do you get what I mean? Like, my goals pay my goals help me towards more goals further down in the future. So it's like once you complete another goal, there's always another. So don't feel like it's just finished then, and they will continue to pay you. And I don't want to say it as a thing where money is a tool, because to be honest, what money is, it gets me from A to B, from goal 1 to goal 2. And that's really all it is about. Like, we want to continue sharing these experiences and building upon ourselves so we can live lavish. And goals fulfill me, because working for someone else's dream, to be honest, like working in a job, it doesn't fulfill me, And that's because it's not something I want to do. But what I had to learn is that I need to be there so I can experience it and understand that we're all the same. If they can do it, if they can make this big corporation, so can I. So yeah, that's exactly what we're here doing. And with goals, guys, you need to get emotionally involved. So when I mean emotionally involved with your goal, you need to allow that goal to be impressed upon your mind so that it sticks and you can make that big idea, that big dream a reality. And ways to get emotionally involved, guys, are so easy. Like Imogen, what ways have you used to get emotionally involved with your goal?
Okay, so one of the things that I find actually works a lot is actually visualizing. And when you actually visualize, you should like think about what it would be like living life as if your goals have already been achieved. Like what in your life is actually going to change as a result of you achieving your goals. When you're visualizing, that's kind of like what you want to kind of like be thinking about as well. And once you get that feeling, you want to stay in that feeling, because you have to remember, guys, the feeling is the secret. If you're feeling good, then your manifestation of your goals is going to be much more powerful, and it will get you to where you want to be much quicker as well. Another thing that some people might find is actually listening to certain songs. So put one in the chat if you've seen that Austin Godsey's video with that like song that I can't really explain the song, but put one in the chat if you've seen that Austin Godsey's video where he's like talking about his journey. Not really talking, but like it's kind of like a music video to the song. Yeah, Leah knows what I'm on about. Leah knows what I'm on about. But yeah, when I listen to that song myself, I kind of do get emotional because I imagine like myself in his position, like after all my stuff's like been achieved and everything like that as well. So yeah, listening to that song always like makes me want to get up and actually put in the work and actually get this done. Another thing that I find is actually affirmations. Like, don't know about you, but when you're affirming your goals, like if you do have a goal card, for example, when you literally say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have achieved this goal, putting yourself in that like position when you're thinking about your goal as if it's in the present moment, I think that's so powerful as well. But yeah, well, that's some of the things that I actually do. But yeah, back to you. You're muted.
Hi guys. But yeah, I would definitely agree. Music is a big thing. Like from young, I've been listening to music. Everyone probably has been listening to music from young, and the words they say in the music, it's like affirmations. Like, so it's a big thing for me. And guys, from birth, as I just said, we've been told to do this routine of washing our hands, you know, when we go toilet and so, etc. And this has been impressed upon our mind. So it's like we do it at routine, same as brushing your teeth. You don't really ask or not brush your teeth. Do you feel me? So understanding that and understanding that it's the same with our goals is so essential, because once you understand that, you make the decision to walk forward in that fear, in the fear of, I don't know, people thinking you're crazy, you know, your family not understanding, your friends not understanding. You walk forward in that fear. And I'm going to need everyone who's got their camera on to put their give me a high five in the air. Just give me a high five in the air. I'm just going to give you some pure value. So yeah, so I'm going to give you this little saying I heard from Zig Ziglar, and he says,
everyone put your hand up right now. Everyone put your hand up.
Oh, we got some hands. I didn't even see. All right, cool. Let's go. So yeah, he said, when you look at your hand, you should concentrate on your thumb as a reminder to yourself that you are thumb body. Like, that's so cheesy, but guys, we see our hands every single second of the day. They're beneath our eyes. So try this out. It's like an affirmation. Have your thumb up and just look at it every day and just remember you're about to get it, like literally. But yeah, guys, that's really it. Like, make a decision and stick to it, because once you've stuck to it, there's no holding you back. Like, this cool, guys, this decision was made. It's been made, but we wasn't ready. So today here, we're showing you we're ready. We're here to make decisions, and that's it for me. I'm gonna pass it to Imogen now to talk about belief.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Claudia. Let's all put some flames in the chat for the value that Claudia just gave to us. Thank you, Claudia, for all the value. So yeah, so I'm going to talk about belief, and this is such a big topic. I've got quite a lot to say on it, so make sure you've got your notepads and you're taking notes. If you need me to repeat any of it, then literally just put in the chat, and I'll repeat. So the main part of like the belief that I want to go over is the way you're kind of thinking of yourself in the way you perceive your goals, if that makes sense. So you have to believe that you are going to achieve your goals in the same way that you know you're going to get birthday presents, you know you're going to get Christmas presents, you know you're going to get presents on Eid, for example. So you have to have this unwavering belief that you know that your goals are going to be achieved. And the key, as I said earlier, is to feel good when you're thinking of this. Because if you don't feel good when you're thinking about your goals, and you don't feel happy and grateful when you're saying, I'm so happy and grateful now that, but you're not even happy, then is what you're saying is your goal really your goal? Do you get what I mean? Like, if you want to achieve this thing and it's something that means a lot to you, you should be happy when you're thinking about it. And what I'm explaining to you is something that I learned from an audio. It's an audio series called Your Wish Is Your Command by Kevin Trudeau. I know some people might have heard of that, but put a 3 in the chat if you've heard of that audio series or if you've listened to it. Just want to know where everyone's kind of at with it. Okay, so I don't think many people have listened to it. Okay, that's cool. That's something you can do after you've watched this. Okay. Claudia's seen it. She knows what I'm on about. So in the series, he explains something called a sweet spot. And pretty much, when you're thinking about your goals, you have to feel excited. You have to feel as if it's already done. Like, you have to feel good when you're actually thinking about your goals. If you don't feel good when you're thinking about your goals, if you feel like you can't achieve your goals when you're thinking about it, then that's not your actual main goal. That's not the goal that you want to be working towards. Is this making sense so far? Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is making sense. Okay, cool. I'll carry on. So yeah, when you're thinking about your goals, if they are in the sweet spot, this means that you will feel excited when you're saying them. You'll feel excited when you think about it. You'll just feel good in general, and that will then lead you to bring it back in through manifestation. I'll come on to that. So if I'm looking down, it's because I've literally written it in my notes. I'm just going to read it out because this is crazy stuff, right? So if you feel excited when you think about your goals, it's because you believe you can achieve them. Therefore, it's already done in the mind. So this means that you're actually putting out the vibration on the same frequency as your goals. So this is how you actually attract goals into your life. This is how you attract everything into your life. This is basically the law of attraction, but like the source of it. So I'm going to say that again. If you feel excited when you think about your goals, it's because you actually believe that you can achieve them. So therefore, it's already done in the mind. It's already done in the spiritual world. So now you can just bring it into the physical. So yeah. And another thing he mentioned in this audio series is saying affirmations like, oh, everything always works out for me. Everything always works in my favor. And that type of thing. So yeah, one thing I didn't actually mention is that Kevin Trudeau, he's actually a member of one of the secret societies. I can't remember which one. I think is from the Brotherhood, but this is basically a secret society of people who are literally part of the society to gain this stuff so that they can then become successful. They are literally like all billionaires. Like, this is crazy stuff. So yeah, what I want to emphasize to you is, like I said, the primary goal is feeling good at all times. So when you're feeling good at all times, you are ultimately going to be in a higher vibrational state. So this just increases your vibration anyway, which can then manifest it greater. Is this making sense so far? I hope everyone's making sense. Okay, cool. All right, I'm just going to go into the next part. If you need me to repeat anything, just let me know in the chat box. But yeah, so if you feel frustrated or sad when you're thinking about your goal, and you don't actually feel so happy and grateful now, in the present moment, that you have achieved your goal, then it's because you're thinking in the lack of your goals. I'm going to say that one more time. If you feel frustrated that you haven't achieved your goal yet, or you're sad that you don't think you can achieve your goal, it's because you're focusing about the lack of it. So you're sad because you actually doubt that you can achieve your goals. Therefore, you're actually not focusing on your goal anymore. You're focusing on not your goal. You're focusing on the lack of what you want. So you're not focusing on the thing that you want. Instead, you're diverting your attention to the thing that you actually don't want. And this is why people will say they want one thing, but they actually they feel internally like they don't know how they're going to get it. They don't know what they're going to do to get it. So they're actually focusing their attention on not getting it. And therefore, they actually don't get it. Crazy stuff. So yeah. So this actually means when you're focusing on the lack of your goals, this means you're putting out the vibration of what you don't want to happen. Therefore, you're not vibrating on the same frequency as your goals, and therefore you're not attracting them into your life. So this is why being so certain of the fact that your goals are going to get done and deciding that they are done in your mind and in the spiritual side are so important. So yeah, put some fire in the chat if you need me to go over any of that, or you got some value from it. Let me know what you're thinking, guys. Are you keeping up with this? Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, we are actually creative beings. Like we have the ability to create our own reality. So this is one thing I want you to write down, right? This one quote I want you to write down. Write it as an affirmation as well. So say, I am the architect of my future, not the prisoner of my past. I'll say that one more time. I am the architect of my own future, not the prisoner of my past. Okay, so for us to hold things in the physical, we have to first create it in the spiritual world. And everything was once created in the imagination and spiritual world of someone else before it manifested into the physical world. We have been told this before. We've been told this by David Emanite. We've been told this by Alex Morton. But has it actually clicked for you yet? Has it actually made sense in your head yet? Because it's all very well hearing the same thing over and over again, but you never know when it's actually going to click. So I just wanted to repeat that again. So like maybe this time yeah, it clicked for you. So yeah. Now the next thing I want to mention is this question, and it might seem a little bit confusing to start with, but I'll explain it later. But I just want to ask the question: is your belief composed of your thoughts, or are your thoughts composed of your belief? Just let that marinate for a bit.
Say it again, Imogen. You gotta say it again. Say it again.
Is your belief composed of your thoughts, or are your thoughts composed of your belief? Okay, I'll go on to explain that. So, if you believe, yeah, I'll go on. If you believe that you can get your goals and achieve them with an unwavering belief, like you're certain it's going to happen, then there's nothing anyone can say to like break your belief. This is when your thoughts are composed of your belief. So because you believe it, you start thinking in terms of, you know, you're going to achieve your goal already. So when you know your goal is already going to be achieved, you have no doubt in your mind. You have no doubt in your mind that it's going to be achieved. And that part is important. Having no doubt is the most important part, right? So as you start thinking in terms of achieving your goal, you actually become emotionally involved, and therefore it actually now becomes desirable for you to want to take the actions that you need to take in order to get closer to the goal that you set for yourself. And this is what enables you to effectively put in the work and get the results that you want. So when your thoughts are composed of your belief is actually certain that you're going to get it. So you think in terms of achieving your goal. there's no doubt in your mind that you know that you're going to get it. And this will create the right emotions, and you will actually want to take the action in order to work towards the results, to get like your goal. However, if you don't believe that you are capable, in fact, it's not even the fact that you don't believe in your goals, it's the fact that sometimes you might not even believe in your own capabilities of doing what it takes to get your goals. You might not be ready yourself. You might not want to pay the price that you need to pay in order to take the steps to get you to your goal. You might not want to go through developing the discipline. You might not want to go through taking the action, and you might not want to get uncomfortable. So it's not even about not believing in your goals, it's about not believing in yourself.
Imogen, do you want to give an example when you have had a strong belief and it's took you to your goal?
Okay, yeah, I can do. I would say, I remember, I can't say it's consistent, but I remember this one time, I was like, I'm gonna wake up early, and I'm gonna be energized, I'm gonna be ready for the day. And the next day I actually woke up on time. So I think I worked once, but I'd say like it's not been consistent at the moment.
Fair.
But yeah, you have to believe in yourself before you can actually believe in your goals, in the sense that you are the creator of your goals. So if you don't believe in yourself, how can you believe in your ability to create effective goals for yourself? If that makes sense. And now this is like the big part here. So if you actually don't believe that you can achieve it, you have doubt in your mind. Now, remember earlier I said, when you believe it with no doubt in your mind at all that you're going to achieve your goal. But when you have doubt, you have lack of belief. So due to the lack of belief in yourself, you are going to think negatively. And this is when your belief is composed of your thoughts. So when you're actually doubting things, you start thinking in terms of uncertainty, and you're actually scared about what could go wrong and all the other outcomes. And you're actually, again, moving the focus from your goal to the lack of your goal, like I mentioned earlier. And therefore, you're no longer focusing on your goal. You're no longer focusing on what you want. You're actually focusing on what you don't want. So this is why having the belief system is so important. Having an unwavered belief that you can actually achieve your goals is so important. Because as soon as the doubt comes in, you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on what you don't want to happen. And that is what will manifest into your life. But yeah, Claudia, do you want to say your little comment on that?
For me, when it comes to belief, I think, yeah, you do need a strong belief. And an example for me as well was when back in 2020, when I had to pass my driving test, like, guys, I couldn't drive for like, I don't even know how long it was. I wasn't able to physically drive, but we have YouTube, we have videos on YouTube. So I was just maxing out YouTube, and I managed to pass, like, because of YouTube and maybe a few more lessons. But it's just so crazy. Once you have the belief and you have the desire that you want to win and you want to commit to that goal, it will happen. And something I actually wrote to myself, I'll just read it out to you guys. So I wrote, at first, I believed I wanted to be chairman. It would solve all my problems. But I wasn't doing it because I wanted to do it. I was doing it because I wanted money to better my life and so on and so forth. And for me, I had to really get mad. I had to really make a decision on, okay, so I want this money, but what am I actually willing to do for this? Am I going to be on trainings every day? Am I going to be looking at charts as much as I can? And that's something you have to do with yourself. Like, you have to really get mad and make the decision on what goal that you want to reach and just make it happen. Like, no one else can really do it for you guys. But yeah, that's what I've got to say, Emma.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. So yeah, whenever you're thinking negatively about your goal, you're not thinking about your goal. You're thinking about everything apart from your goal. Does that make sense? Drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense and you're understanding this. One person. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'll just recap that anyway. I'll just read it out one more time and then I'll move on to the next part. So if you believe that you can get your goals with an unwavering belief, then you are certain that they will happen. So there's nothing anyone can say that will break your belief. Your thoughts are composed of your belief. This is when your thoughts are composed of your belief. And you start thinking in terms of you achieving your goal. This is when you become emotionally involved. Therefore, it becomes desirable to take the actions that you really need to take in order to get you closer to your goal, which then enables you to get the results that you want. If you don't believe you're capable, and like I said, it's not even the fact that you don't necessarily believe in your goals, it's not sometimes the fact that you don't believe in yourself. Yeah, if you don't believe, you have doubt, and doubt is created by lack of belief. So due to not believing in yourself, you are thinking in terms of uncertainty. So you're actually scared about what could go wrong and all the other outcomes instead of actually focusing on your goal. So to yourself right now, which one are you? Are you actually scared about what's going to happen? Or are you the one who's certain that their goal is going to be achieved? Just like take a little note of that to yourself, and then you know what to take notes on, what I mentioned later, which can help you get out of that situation. Okay. So yeah, when your belief is composed of your thoughts, you will actually wait one sec, let me get to the right bit. Okay, so this is basically when you have doubt. So when your belief is composed of your negative thoughts or your negative feelings, you are going to experience negative emotions, and therefore you'll develop a negative emotional attachment to the thought of your goal. And through this, you probably, I know this was the same for me a few weeks ago, you're probably not going to want to do the work because in your mind, it's not going to get you any closer to your goal. So what's the point in doing it? Does that make sense? Because if you don't think it's going to get you closer to your goal because you don't even believe that your goal is achievable, then that's probably why you're not putting in the work. That makes sense. So therefore you get no results. So think about it this way, right? The reason why you aren't getting the results you want lies in whether or not you actually believe that you can achieve them. You whether or not you believe in your own capabilities and your own decisions to achieve your goals. So yeah, put some 3s in the chat if this is making sense to you. Okay, cool. Let me just find the other bit of notes. Okay, cool. So one thing that I want to show you actually, if I get the whiteboard up. Okay, can you drop some 1s in the chat if you can see the whiteboard? Okay, cool. So you are here. Let me just see if I can remember how to use this. So I'm gonna write on it here. So you are here, right? And your goals are there. You have to go to there. So you starting here, and you're trying to go over there where your goals are. But do you notice the only difference between here and there is the T? And what does T stand for? T stands for time. Okay? So the only thing between here and there, the only thing between you and your goals is time. Now, what actually does time stand for? Time actually stands for, let me try see if I can write it on here. Give me a sec, let me rub this out. Okay, so time stands for things, that was spelled wrong, but allow it. Things I must experience. So, in order for you to get from where you are, which is here, to your goals, which is over there, you need to experience new things. So maybe some of the reasons why you're not really getting to where you want to go, or you're not really, wait, let me just stop that. So maybe one of the reasons why you're actually not where you want to be is because you keep thinking the same thoughts, which then create the same emotions, and you keep feeling the same feelings, which then causes you to repeat the same actions, which then gets you the same results over and over again. I don't know if any of you saw, I kind of mentioned this in like a reel I did the other week, but basically your thoughts, they create your emotions, and your emotions dictate whether you take action or not. Because like I said, if you're not feeling good about your goal, you're not going to want to take action. If you're doubting yourself, you're not going to want to take action. But if you're feeling good and you feel excited and you actually want to get your goals achieved, then you're going to want to put the action in. You're going to want to do the work, and therefore you'll get the results. Is this making sense? So, how do you actually get out of this cycle? How do you actually change your thoughts? Because the only way you're going to change your results is if you change your thoughts. Or like ultimately, if you don't change your actions to get different results, then you're not going to get different results. If you don't change the emotions you feel that are creating the actions you're going to take, then you're not going to get different results. If you don't change your thoughts, which are at the root of it, if you don't change your thoughts, the way you're thinking, which create the emotions you experience, which then go on to like choose which actions you take through the emotions that it makes you feel, then you're not going to get the results. Okay, so the way you can actually get unstuck, the way you can change your thought process, there are a few ways. So the first one is get uncomfortable. So put one in the chat if you've actually come out of your comfort zone this week and done something uncomfortable.
Hello, people
Okay,
being
cool.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Also, shout out to Ashley for posting your first reel. I know that was coming out of your comfort zone, so well done for doing that. But yeah, by getting uncomfortable, you're actually doing things that are out of your comfort zone. And through getting out of your comfort zone, through getting uncomfortable, you are actually breaking the limits that you imposed on yourself. So you're breaking your self-imposed limiting beliefs that you have created within your mind. And when you do this, you are you're creating new things, you're creating new experiences. And when you experience new things through getting uncomfortable, this is the experience that you need to go through in order to go through the time to get you from here to there. Does this make sense? So when you get uncomfortable and when you try new things, when you experience new things, you can actually think from a different perspective. You can think from new ideas, and you can actually inspire yourself to do more things that are getting you uncomfortable, do more things. Because once you come out of the comfort zone and you've come through the fear zone, you actually get to the learning and growth zone. And once you're in this point, you realize that there's no going back to the comfort zone, and you only go upwards from that. So yeah, as Uma always likes to use, your mind is like a t-shirt, right? When you stretch a t-shirt, it never goes back to its original size. So when you stretch your mind and you push yourself to go through these uncomfortable situations, to go through learning new things, to go through getting new ideas to think from, it's gonna change what you have to think from. It's going to change what you can think from. Yeah. Another way that you can actually change your thoughts is taking the time to understand yourself. So practicing like self-awareness, things like that, and personal development as well is a very big one, and it gives you new perspectives to think from. Because in order to change the way you think, in order to change the way you think, you have to get new ideas to think from. And how you get new ideas is experiencing new things. Like I said, getting uncomfortable, listening to things that you didn't even know that you didn't know, like personal development, audios, and becoming more self-aware. So when you get these new ideas to think from, you can change the way you have been thinking, because now you know a different way. Now you know something else you can try. Now you have had the experiences and taken the time out to learn these new things so that you can progress, so that you can get from the point where you're at today to being close to your goals. So you can get from here to there. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, that was quite a lot of information. Make sure you go back over your notes as well, because it's all right listening to this one time, but you need to have this repetition to get to a level of like unconscious competence where you know this off the bat, where you can actually notice yourself, and you can develop your self-awareness to a level where you know when your belief isn't there, where you know that your thoughts aren't productive, where you know that you're having self-limiting beliefs. So once you know that all of these things are going on, you can actually notice it and then start to actively change it. So for example, if you wake up one day and you're like, oh, I don't really want to do this, I'm feeling really bad, having the ability to actually notice that, and then having these ways to actually change the way you're thinking. So for example, if you're having a bad day and you didn't really want to get anything done, you're kind of like hating yourself a little bit, not really liking yourself, like, oh, I slacked off yesterday, oh, why don't I just do the same today because it doesn't even matter anymore. You know, if you're thinking like that, then you need to know that you're thinking like that, because you can't fix what you don't know. You can't fix you can't change something that you're not aware of. So once you develop the self-awareness to become like, to be able to notice these things, you can actually change them like on the spot. But you can't change what you don't know. So if you aren't aware that you're feeling a type of way, then how do you know that you need to change what you're thinking about? How do you know that you need to go listen to audio to get your spirits back up? How do you know that you need to go and do something uncomfortable? Does it make sense? But yeah, as Akif mentioned in the Chairman Bootcamp as well, you need to become aware of self-destructive behaviors. So yeah, once it all comes down to awareness ultimately, right? You have to be aware when your belief's not there, when your thoughts aren't in the right place. Yeah. But yeah, some of these things you might have heard before, but you know, you need the constant repetition of them in order for your paradigm to actually be changed. So even if you have heard some of these things before anyway, if your life is still the same, then you need to hear it again in order to actually be able to apply it, in order to actually take it into like how you actually go about your daily life, if that makes sense. But yeah, Claudia, do you have anything else to add before we?
I just have a little 4-point process I want everyone to try out for the week. So just have your pens ready. I'm gonna read them out. It's just 4 points. Cool. So the first point is, do I want to be, do, or have this? So you're just questioning your goals. So do I want to be, do, or have this? Cool. Everyone ready for the second one? Cool. Number 2, will being, doing, or having this move me into the direction of my goal? So I'll read it again. Will being, doing, or having this move me into the direction of my goal. Cool, is everyone ready?
That's some good questions. You're muted. You're muted. Wait, let me unmute you.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, number one is, do I want, be, or do? Wait, do I want, be, or do have this? Do I want, be, or do, or have this? Do I want to be, do, oh, sorry guys. Do I want to be, do, or have this? That's number one, guys. Do I want to be, do, or have this? Just in relation to your goal. Did everyone get number two? Just drop a 1 in the chat if you didn't get number 2. All right, let's go to number 3. So number 3 is being, doing, or having this in harmony with God's laws or the universe. So number 3 is being, doing, or having this in harmony with God's laws or the laws of the universe. Cool. If you need me to repeat it, just drop it in the chat. I'll go on to number 4. Cool.
Wait.
So number
Repeat.
Yeah, repeat. Is being, doing, or having this in harmony with God's laws or the laws of the universe. Did everyone get that? Oh, drop it in the chat if you didn't get it. And I'm gonna repeat again. Cool. And number 4, the last one is, will being, doing, or having this violate the rights of others? That's number 4. The last one, will being, doing, or having this violate the rights of others? So guys, I recommend just like these 4 questions, try it out for, I don't know, however long you feel you need to. I've done it for like, I think I did it for like a month or so. But like every morning, just ask yourself these questions, because sometimes you don't even know if you're doing it until you sit down and just think to yourself. Oh, cool. I'll repeat number 4. That's all right. Cool. So number 4 is, will being, oh yeah, true.
Type them in the chat.
All right, yeah, Imogen will type them in the chat. But yeah, try these out for like a month or so and see how, like, even go back. So you do it today, go back when you do it today and see what you said yesterday and see if you've improved, or maybe you need to change something that will help you improve. But yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that. And that just helps you be aware, like Imogen was saying, and also make decisions, because sometimes you're doing something and you're not aware that it is hurting someone, or it does disagree with something you do believe in. So it's like you're contradicting yourself and you don't want to do that. So definitely review yourself every day, every morning, night, noon, whenever you feel like is best for you. And just have these questions in mind. But yeah, Imogen, you don't have anything else to say, did you?
Just typing these.
Oh, you're typing. Oh, sorry.
I think I'm done now. Wait, let me just check.
But anyway, guys, does anyone have any questions that they want to say? Feel free to like unmute yourself and just speak. It's just, it might be more easier. Just go for it. If you have any questions or anything you want to say, just unmute yourself.
Hi, yeah, I'm Jade. I just have a question.
Yeah.
What made you guys so motivated to, talk about God in a sense?
Personally, for me, I feel like I just wanted to say so much, but I didn't know how to go about it. And then I came a bit, like, I started doing Zoom calls with Imogen, and we used to just read books together and just comment on the books, what our thoughts and feelings were when we was reading. And then one day we was just like, let's do it. Like, let's do calls every week, because we was watching, I don't know if you guys know who Nino is. He does calls from Monday to Friday to do with mindset. and me and Imogen would always plug into them, and it's kind of like this, like he's just talking and explaining his experiences, so that kind of influenced us to want to do it too. So yeah, that's how we started.
It's really powerful. Yeah, so it's really powerful. Just wanted to say that.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, does anyone else have any questions?
Also, guys, we want to make this so interactive, because sometimes it can be a bit, I don't want to say boring, but it can be a bit tedious, like just being on a Zoom call and someone's just kind of just talking at you. We want to make it so that we're talking together as a collective. And it's just, yeah, it's much nicer, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I have something that I want us to do. But first of all, put some fires in the chat if you got some value from this call.
I definitely did. Put some fire in this chat. Oh, no, don't want to do that.
Glad everyone got value. So yeah, what I want everyone to do now is close your eyes and imagine the feeling of your goals already being achieved, as if you achieved them this morning. So I'm gonna set my phone timer for 30 seconds. And we are just gonna imagine. Hang on, let me get it right here. Okay. Everyone ready? Just close your eyes and imagine how different your life would be and how great you would feel if your goals were achieved this morning. Let's go. 30 seconds. I'm gonna play some deep music. There we go. 30 seconds. How did everyone find that?
Okay, guys, let's do this. Eyes closed.
Are we still going on? Are we still carrying on?
Oh, I thought we didn't even start, but okay.
Oh.
That was, we'll try again next week. Next week we'll be better, guys. We'll be better next week.
Actually, put one in the chat if you visualize on a daily basis.
Yes, Jade. Yes, Jade.
Jade. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sometimes it is hard. Honestly, it is sometimes hard, because it's almost like you don't want to visualize what you don't want, but when you're visualizing, it's hard to stay focused on that one thing. So I do get that. Yeah.
Sometimes I find that I don't really get an image. Do you guys ever find that? Like, it's just kind of not blank, but like,
Okay,
do you know what I mean? Yeah,
I get the image. I think it's, for me, for the image, I think you just need to be more focused and in tune with what you want, like what you want, and make it something you can see, in a sense. Like, I don't know, if you want a car, you're going to obviously like get a car that you like and probably stick it on your wall, and that's your image. So that might help, Imogen.
I'll try that. Yeah, guys, I hope everyone got value from this call. Actually, I know everyone got value from this call because we smashed it. But yeah, I'm gonna play the song I played at the start again, and I just want you guys to get gassed, dance to it if you want, and just know that your goals are already done, and believe that they are already done.
let me pee it. I'm from the top, never had a hand. I live my people's law, but I take it out your mouth. These bitches so quick to skip it. I'm from the law, so I don't need to kick up. It ain't directed, so it ain't restricted. Stop dropping clues, cause I ain't no detective, bitch. I'm trying to win. Don't care how I do it, just know that I did it. Why you so worried about what I be doing? Counting my money ain't making you rich. Talking down on me don't make you shit. My name in your mouth more than your spit. I really encourage my haters to talk. Throwing that shade on and keeping it big. Good. Stay down to my dream up. I did it, I did it, I did it. Change up. I did it, I did it, I did it. Girl, I can see when we win, but I didn't. Hey, I'm staying in my city. Chopsticks stomach at the top in the air. Stop and take a picture when I'm jumping up a layer. I didn't run it up, it only took a couple years. No money be falling if it wasn't for my little friend. I did the bullshit that be talking about. I wouldn't even need it. Sports crack on here. Tell you how you got them come here. I look on digging, then it get like what I got. Some currency, to my living right here. 21 touchdowns, nigga got a spirit. My climax ain't even nowhere near it. I stayed down and I stayed back and I came up. I had faith in my spirit. Stayed down and I came up. I did it, I did it, I did it. Change up. I did it, I did it, I did it. Yeah, I did it, 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 I did it. New contract, I ain't signing that hoe yet. Got the plane flying, so I'm smiling on the jet. I drop it at the hit, that's the domino effect. And niggas out there going flat. Ain't no stopping it. We can blue paper all day like Monopoly. Brand new products, I'm proud of me. Actually, can't even about it. Man, me next week. You seem to have to be. It ain't no passing, that's a no-go. Starting to the player, niggas out throwing logos. I done got good with the shit. I take a paparazzi to get my angle every time they take my photo. Nothing. Stay down to the came up. I did it, I did it, I did it. Change up. I did it, I did it, I did it.
There we go, guys. Thank you for jumping on this call. We appreciate all of you. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you spread the word how saucy these calls are. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. Bye.